organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up today on Daily Iowan TV, 2 discrimination claims have been filed against 2 on-campus organizations. And later, a protest, pipeline confirmation outrage.
We talk a little Hawkeye baseball.
And check in with the Iowa softball team.
We'll take a look into this unusual February weather we've been having and get ready for some rain tonight.
All that and more is coming your way. You're watching Daily Iowan TV. Good morning and thanks for tuning in to Daily Iowan TV. I'm Noah Gowdy. A discrimination claim has just been filed against 2 on-campus groups. Cole Johnson is standing by in the studio with more.
What once started out as a place like home to Marcus Miller has now become a place where he says he can embrace his true identity. Marcus Miller is in the middle of his 2nd year at the University of Iowa. He's studying political science, ethics, and public policy. In his free time, he was very active in 2 campus ministry groups, 24/7 and Business Leaders in Christ.
I was a pretty regular attender. I only missed when I had to, so I was very involved.
That is until he applied for leadership positions within the organizations.
They contacted me to come in, had a meeting with me one-on-one, and it was made clear that I could be a leader only if I remain closeted and if I was not okay with being gay, basically.
Marcus claims that he's been the victim of discrimination by these 2 organizations. Just to be clear, campus groups like these are funded by student fees every year.
This was my community. These were the people who I hung out with, who I got lunch with, who I would just do life with. And for them to kind of suddenly shut the door and tell me that they didn't accept me, it was very hard.
He turned to the Office of Equal Opportunity and Diversity to voice his concerns. Marcus filed 2 complaint forms just like this one to investigate his discrimination claims. The investigation could take up to 60 days. Marcus is now moving forward and has created an all-inclusive group called Love Works with the help of one local pastor.
If I'm honest, can understand where they're coming from, just from their faith point of view. But having said that, I really did see the opportunity to invest in Marcus in something else that would provide a safe space for students and a place that was all-inclusive.
I reached out to both groups for comment on Marcus's claim. 24/7 said, quote, 24/7 welcomes all members of the university community to its meetings and is confident that the complaint is without merit, end quote. The other campus ministry group, Business Leaders in Christ, said they were not able to comment at this time. Stay with Daily Iowan TV for further developments and check out tomorrow's copy for the Daily Iowan's full print story. Reporting in the studio, Cole Johnson, Daily Iowan TV.
Following a rally at City Hall Tuesday night, a protest formed on the bridge at the corner of Burlington and Riverside Drive. The protest was put together by the organization 100 Grannies for a Livable Future, and it was to keep the fight alive against the Dakota Access Pipeline. A federal judge ruled earlier this month to deny the protesters' request to halt the construction of the pipeline. Since that ruling, protests and rallies have been held throughout the state of Iowa, with protesters saying the battle to stop the pipeline is not over. Those that came to the rally spoke on the recent eviction notice of the camps at Standing Rock.
There's an eviction notice that went out at the camps at Standing Rock that are on the treaty land as of 1968, or 1868. And the U.S. claims that there have been new treaties since then where they ceded a whole bunch more of their land, including the Black Hills.
Similar protests were held throughout the state of Iowa yesterday. Anti-Semitic acts across the country, such as bomb threats, have many in the Jewish and minority community as a whole concerned. How does this affect these groups in Iowa City? Daily Iowan TV reporter Brian Berkson spoke with leaders within these minority communities to find out.
2017 has seen a rise in attacks against Jewish communities across the country. According to the Jewish Community Center Association, about 48 community centers received bomb threats in the last month. In one St. Louis cemetery, about 100 gravestones were vandalized.
And to be isolated and picked out for threats, death threats, bomb threats on a daily or weekly basis is really stressing me out, my friends out.
Those in Iowa City are upset by these actions, but are optimistic that such acts would not occur here.
I can speak confidently that I feel safer on this campus. I won't speak for everybody. I'm sure different guys in the fraternity, different brothers have had different experiences. I think for the most part, we've all felt pretty safe here.
Minority leaders such as Muhammad Esmail, the president of the Muslim Student Association, shared their sympathies with those afflicted by these actions.
We stand with the Jewish community, of course, that this sort of language is not tolerated at all.
Student leaders express concern for their community, but offer help in many ways, from support at community centers.
The Hill Ella House is supposed to provide a safe haven for Jewish students here on campus. That's the goal. So it's also a place where people can feel comfortable in their own skin.
To shared safe places of worship.
The IMU provided us with a prayer room to pray at, and it's down here on the second floor of the IMU.
Yesterday marks the 1-year anniversary of these prayer and meditation rooms. These prayer and meditation rooms are open 24/7 to students of all faith. Reporting from the IMU, Brian Berkson, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, I've noticed that recently students have been taking advantage of this nice weather we've been having and hanging out outside all day. I'm joined now by Alexis Tansey. Alexis, what are we looking at for the rest of this week?
Yeah, Noah, well, I never thought it could be 75 and sunny in February, but yesterday's weather proved me wrong. Let's head over to the weather studio to see what the rest of the week looks like. These unseasonably warm temperatures won't last forever, but ordinary February cold has not returned just yet. This afternoon will be windy with a 60% chance of rain and temperatures in the low 50s. Tonight will be a good night to stay inside, as we are looking at an 80% chance of thunderstorms and wind, with temperatures dropping to the low 40s. Tomorrow morning is looking cloudy with temperatures of about 46 degrees. Let's see what the rest of the week will bring. Friday evening will be cloudy and windy with a high of 50 degrees on Saturday. Temperatures will drop to a high in the low 30s with cloudy skies as well. Sunday will warm up to the mid-40s with clouds, and Monday will be mostly sunny with temperatures reaching the high 40s. The rain will return on Tuesday with temperatures in the upper 50s, and Wednesday will be windy and cloudy with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. That's all I have here in the weather studio. Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Alexis. On Wednesday, the Trump administration changed transgendered bathroom policies created by the Obama administration. Under the Obama administration, the Department of Justice and Education instructed schools to allow transgendered students to go to the bathroom of their choice. The Trump administration says that the states should decide this policy. On Saturday, Iowa City police worked with individuals who were underage to attempt to illegally purchase alcohol in the Iowa City community. 24 of the 31 businesses checked refused to sell alcohol to underage individuals, with 7 businesses also failing the check. Businesses that failed the checks were Cactus 2, Summit, Pints, and 4 local gas stations around Iowa City. Any of the employees that were caught selling alcohol to a minor were charged with a misdemeanor that can result in a $500 fine. All the violations that were received will be sent to the Iowa Alcoholic Beverages Division for further review of the business's liquor licenses. Yesterday, students filled the Iowa Memorial Union for the spring internship and job fair for the final time this school year.
I think the career fairs are important so that students can see all the opportunities that are available to them and what it's going to take for them to get into those opportunities.
Multiple companies packed the ballroom of the IMU, ready to hear students present themselves with their resume, hoping to secure a job for before or after graduation.
This does not hurt anything at all for an individual to come out here and meet other people, have conversations. It's only going to prepare them and put them farther ahead of the game when it comes time for graduation or getting that next great internship.
This gave students the opportunity to talk with companies and to find out what it takes to begin their careers and learn how to be successful. Well, I heard there was an exciting women's basketball game last night. Let's toss it over to Colin Murphy and Taylor Van Fleet in the sports studio to find out more.
Thanks, Noah. Yeah, last night's women's basketball game was definitely crazy. A couple of close shots at the end of a close game.
Yeah, second time this week Iowa basketball has taken Indiana into overtime.
Yeah, kind of a weird coincidence there.
Right.
The women's basketball team competed in their final true road game of the season last night. The Hawkeyes traveled to Bloomington, to take on Indiana.
A back-and-forth game to start, but the Hawkeyes had the edge after the first, 20-16. A better second quarter for the Hoosiers as both teams traded baskets to keep the game close. Iowa was up 39-35 at the half.
It was a greedy game as the Hawkeyes and the Hoosiers went shot for shot in the second half. Both teams made crucial baskets down the stretch to send the game into overtime tied at 64.
In double overtime, the Hoosiers took over and won 80-77. Allie Disterhoff led the way for the Hawks with 23 points, allowing her surpass 2,000 career points, making her the second Hawkeye ever to do so. She now has 2,003 points.
That's quite the accomplishment. The Hawkeyes will take on Wisconsin this Sunday in their final game of the season in Carver Hawkeye Arena at 2 p.m. Moving on to Iowa baseball, the Hawkeyes were able to kick off their home opener earlier than expected last night against Loras College. Charles Boyd has more on the story.
After dropping 2 out of 3 games in their season opener to South Florida, Iowa men's baseball team definitely redeemed themselves tonight, beating Loras College 8-1.
It all started in the bottom of the first inning when Matt Hoke had a great hit that led to a triple run with McCoy, Newstrom, and Guzzle giving Iowa a 3-0 lead. Going into the second inning, Iowa held on to their momentum with Adams having a single RBI and Austin Guzzle following up with a single RBI in the bottom of the second. Iowa's pitcher Nick Nelson did a great job the entire game keeping hits to a minimum. Coach Heller then talked about what the team could improve on with it still being early in the season.
A lot of new faces out there. We got to get some guys going, some confidence with the offense, but I think it's going to come for sure. We need to get more quality at bats. We have a lot of guys that they're trying to do too much, taking the pitches they should be swinging at, swinging at the pitches they shouldn't be swinging at. Just really pressing and trying to do too much. So we'll just keep trying to get them to relax, go out there and just have fun and get their best swing off and all the stuff that we train to do, and things will start turning around for us there.
The weather warmed up for a beautiful February night where the Hawkeyes had a good combination of hitting and pitching that contributed to the victory over Loras College. This is Charles reporting from Banksfield with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes are back in action this weekend as they travel down to Hoover, Alabama to take on Alabama State and Morehead State. The softball team has not had the season they had hoped for so far. The team is hoping this weekend's bye will give them new life going forward.
Coming off a 7-game losing streak, the Iowa softball team is looking to use their time off to make the necessary adjustments before they travel to California on March 2nd for the Judy Garman Classic.
A week and a half before we hit the field again, and so we get to kind of break things down a little bit, slow things down, and work on those little things, because when we shore those up, the results will come.
I think it's good timing for us to have this weekend off, help us prepare mentally and physically. First 2 weekends have already passed and our bodies are kind of already banged up a little bit.
Something we're focusing on this week is just to capitalize on our opportunities and get runs in and come together as a team.
It's frustrating when you put in all the time and all the effort and things just don't always go your way, because they're not going to. That's life. The challenge is when they do go your way, how do you then take it humbly and build on that?
Coach Luber and the rest of the team will be working on turning the season around as they face Florida First down in California.
We go with the same approach no matter who's on the other side. If we play against the game and do what we can, doesn't matter what color jersey they're wearing, what name is on the front of the back, chest, what's on their back, it doesn't really matter. We need to go play the game that we know how, and again, the results happen. We can't make everything happen because there is an opponent working hard to change what we do, but if we go take care of business, then odds are in our favor.
Reporting for Iowa softball, this has been Olivia Corbett with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The ladies will look to end their losing streak as they travel to California on March 2nd after their bye. Make sure you tune into our courtside show tomorrow as we preview the men's basketball team's matchup with 24-ranked Maryland.
Noah, back to you.
Thanks, guys. And that's it for this edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check out our live shows every morning at 8:30 a.m. on dailyiowan.com. Also, be sure to pick up today's copy of the Daily Iowan. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, and have a great day, Iowa City.